Hey everybody, welcome back to the Print 3D channel. Today is November 14th, and that means day 318 of the 3DP 365 project. And on today's episode, we printed out Roary McRoarface, the new mascot for E3D-Online, the makers of E3D hot ends. And our print turned out really good, so stick around. Hey everybody, welcome back, and thank you for joining me here for day 318 of the 3DP 365 project. On today's episode, it's Roary McRoarface, the new mascot for E3D hot ends, the makers of E3D hot ends. And this debuted at the TCT show in 2017, and it's actually designed by Loby3D, Louise Driggers. And the model actually turned out amazing. There is so much detail on this. E3D is actually calling this a little bit of a torture test for your printer, but I actually think it's a really easy print. But I have a gMax 1.5 XT Plus, and my settings are pretty dialed in, and I actually think I've got my filament settings for this MatterHacker Standard Series Filament dialed in too, because there was very little stringing, there are no problems with the print whatsoever, and all the detail on this model came out amazing. I mean, this is a very good print. All the little aspects of the detail, there were some areas here where I was actually thinking about putting in some support material, but I decided not to because I figured I've got my cooling settings dialed in, I've got my temperature settings dialed in, my gMax is printing perfectly, this should go out without a hitch. And I was right. Underneath the mane here and underneath the chin there were two little areas I was concerned about that might have some drooping, and those actually look really good. And I was actually a little concerned with the tip of the tail and all the detail on the crown and his little ears. And all of that stuff turned out amazing. I mean, all the detail on the crown that I can see turned out really good. And of course, that tail turned out perfect. There's a little bit of stringing on the end of it, but it's very nominal, and I'm not going to reprint it. I'm not going to change any more settings in my settings in Simplify 3D for using the MatterHacker Standard Series Filament, because I think I've got it dialed in. Now, of course, I do have to print a vase so I can see if there's any delamination issues, or if I need to adjust my cooling issues. When you set down a single line perimeter vase mode, you're not giving the filament anything to bond to besides the layer below it, and there's no heat residual in the model to help with the bonding. Basically, you're laying down one single line of filament and cooling it off immediately. So that'll be another test. But this print turned out awesome. I am super happy with the results. There are no blobs, there are no globs, there are no signs of over or under extrusion. The finish on this is amazing too. We downloaded this model from Thingiverse, and I'll put the link down in the description so you guys can download and print this one yourself. And then we sent it over to Simplify 3D for slicing. In Simplify 3D, I used a 0.2mm layer height with 3 top layers, 3 bottom layers, and 3 perimeters, and I used 10% infill on little Roary McRoarface. I also printed him out at 35mm per second because I was a little concerned with all the detail and all the small areas. And the print took about 6 hours, which is a little bit longer than it should have, because this is actually kind of a test model, which you kind of want to print out fast. I mean, it's only 120mm tall. It is a small model, and it will take some time to print depending on your printer. And I didn't mind waiting 6 hours, especially with the results that we got. I mean, this print is super clean. The finish on this is super smooth. Even with a 0.2mm layer height, I mean, there you can barely see any layer lines on this model whatsoever. I mean, that is a super clean print, and I am really happy with the results. And I'm definitely going to be adding this one to my test models when I'm testing out new filament, or if I've done something to the printer to recalibrate it or set up something new, because this model is awesome. I mean, all the little detail that's on here is really cool, and my gMax did such a stellar job of picking up all the detail. I am super impressed. Well, that about wraps it up for day 318 of the 3DP 365 project. If you're looking for ways to support the channel, check out the affiliate links down in the description. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, comment, like, and share those videos, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.